Hey everybody, my name is Randy. It's Randy's Road Life. I wanted to do a video about my subsequent interaction with Western Flyer Express. I was talking to another truck driver friend of mine, and he thinks, man, you should do a video on that and explain that to people and how you was treated. And I think he's correct. So this is what this is about. First of all, I don't have to lie about anybody. And I'm not doing a video just to trash anybody. I'm not going to do that. It's not what I do. And my integrity is more important than my own life. So with that, let's begin. My experience with Western Flyer Express, upon leaving them, I went back to the hotel room that they booked us in. It's called the American or something like that. And they found out that I was still there, and I had paid for a couple extra days in the room so I can book passage back to my next destination. They proceeded to call me and told me that they did not want me staying there. Okay, that they didn't feel comfortable for me to stay there, because there are other drivers there for orientation. Now, it was weird because I asked the gentleman, whose initials are DK, okay? I asked him, I said, do you own this hotel? He said, no. Well, I then told him, short of you guys coming here and removing me physically, which I don't think you can do, I'm not leaving. So, he really didn't like that response. I was just taken aback that they had the nerve to even tell me, mind you, at a hotel they do not own, that I couldn't stay there. Who gave them the authority to even tell me something like that, or demand that I even leave? Because they have drivers there. They have orientation drivers there. What are they afraid of that I might tell somebody that is a potential hire? Okay? I only tell the truth. Anyways, one good thing they did do is they stored my property for me, right? Because I was getting on a plane and I couldn't take my property with me, all my property, because I had just come out of a truck. And you know, as truck drivers, we collect stuff and try to be comfortable in our vehicles. So, anyways, they stored my property. Mr. DK did. He helped me load it and then put it in a room, and we took pictures of it and we locked the door, stuff like that, and for me to come back on later and pick it up, which I did. Okay. In returning about 2 to 3 days ahead of me being there, I texted him at least 3 times, text messages which I have, and he never responded. Finally, I was about 6 miles away at a receiving company that I was delivering to, and so I called and I spoke to a woman who then received other information, about whether I could bobtail in, drop the trailer somewhere else, or just drive in to get the rest of my stuff, which I never received any more information after I talked to her. She didn't tell me anything. I just told her I was in the area and I was about to come in, and I needed instructions on how they wanted me to proceed into their facility, which they never gave me. She never sent me a message. They never called me back like they said they were going to. So I just drove in. And when you come in there in a truck, you're supposed to go straight into the inspection bay, but there was an open barrier right there. So I squeezed in through the open barrier, maneuvered in through there, and parked where their trailers are at in the yard. I then proceeded into the area where their recruiters at and where orientation is taking place at. And I said, hey, I'm here to get my stuff. And they was like, oh, Randy's here to get his stuff, blah, blah, blah. So this guy come out and he says, okay, what are you hearing? I said, Peterbilt 579. He said, oh, you're not supposed to be hearing that. Didn't they tell you? I said, no, they did not. He said, okay, He said, what else? I said, oh, well, I got a trailer attached to me. He said, oh my God, you can't have that. You got to take that somewhere else. I said, well, can't really do that. I said, but it is an empty trailer. There's nothing in it. He said, okay. He said, meet me around to where your property's at. You got 10 minutes in and out. I said, okay. So I went, uncoupled my trailer, went over there, backed into the area, and he proceeded to help me load my stuff, which was cool, right? They were doing everything they could to keep me away from any other drivers or potential hirees. So after that, they were trying to rush me out, and I was trying to, I was putting my stuff in the truck, and he followed me in his car everywhere. All I did was, I went back to my trailer. He followed me over there, stood next, was there, and then he left for a minute, and I had an issue coupling my trailer because the kingpin locking mechanism wouldn't lock. So that was a chore and a job in and of itself. So I kept trying to do that. And he popped up, like, why ain't you gone? You're supposed to have been gone 10 minutes ago. We don't want you here on our property and all. So this was, I look, man, if you guys review cameras, I haven't got out of my truck, other than I'm trying to couple my trailer, and I'm having a problem coupling with the trailer, and I had just got coupled to it right before he popped up, and I was messing with my GPS, putting my new coordinates in, so I could leave. And so there was that interaction there. So here's the thing, right? They had complete transparency on me. I told them everything. My MVR is spotless. My deck is clean. All that stuff. So apparently they're supposed to have done their homework. And I guess US Express, I drove for them, but I quit from all the BS dealing with US Express. And I guess US Express said I had some type of preventable accident on my record, which I don't, which is completely ludicrous. And so in the bait and switch, when you're dealing with Western Flyer, from the website to the recruiting to orientation to truck assignment are so many discrepancies. It's like a bait and switch, right? They tell you they have these things, all right, and this is how things go. But when you get there and you go through the process, that's not exactly how it's not how it goes, right? And that's the biggest issue I had, is that they said they had new KWs and all that type of stuff, and that's what I was looking for. I didn't want a Freightliner. I didn't want an International. That's why I left Roadrunner in the first place, because I was in one of those inner trash cans, and I was having issues with it, and I couldn't get into another truck that was not an International. So, I had to cut my losses. And so when they said, oh yeah, we have brand new Kenworths and T680s and this and that, and I said, oh, that's great. Oh, they all have APUs on them and all that, which they do, as far as I know. And so I get there and they're telling me all this stuff. So I go to truck assignment guy, and he said, no, we don't have no T680s. So he sends me out to a Kenworth that has almost 500,000 miles on it, right? All types of issues. It's all type. I mean, there's all types of broken components on it. It's in repair. It was in the shop. I was talking to mechanics about it, and it was not even close to being ready. So I went back in. I told him, I was like, man, you sent me out to a truck that had almost 500,000 miles on it. I told you what I wanted. He said, well, go look at this one. So he sends me to another one that has 444,000 miles on it, right? But it was in better shape than the first. So I talked to a mechanic about that one. So I go back in. I said, don't you have anyone that had like at least 100-some-thousand miles on it? He said, no. However, right behind me, he gives a man a Kenworth that has 120-some thousand miles on it. So you tell me about what's not bait and switch, okay? I went with that guy, that driver, and looked at that truck, okay? And sure enough, it had just over 100,000 miles, 127. So, oh, I can't be verbatim about the mileage, but it was under 130,000. So I was upset about that, right? Not that he got the truck. That was fine. I'm never hit on a driver for that. But the fact is how that all played out. And so when I was walking back to the orientation area, another lady, her first initial being D, I said, I thought you guys said you had all this and this and that. She's like, oh, we do. I was like, well, that's not what he said. And so I said, you guys need to get your website updated. You need to tell your recruiters, stop lying to people or giving them misinformation and stuff. And so she was completely baffled. And so that sparked a series of events, which got me called in to the leasing department office, which is right there on the corner of inside the building. And Mr. DK proceeded to say, "Oh yeah, we found something from U.S. Express saying you had a preventable accident." No such thing. All right. And I was like, okay, this is weird. I said, I don't have nothing like that. Excuse me. No, I don't. I haven't hit anything. I haven't backed in anything. So where are you guys getting this from? Roadrunner didn't get it. I've seen my MVR. It's not on there. It's not on my DAC report. So where is this coming from? So that was, I think, what really happened, in my opinion, the way I perceive it, right? And I'm trying to be as objective about it as possible, is that if you're gonna be a man about what you want, you know, and you're gonna be aggressive about it, you know, about the bait and switch, about the misinformation, the lying, and all that type of stuff. A company don't want an individual within their company who might, you know, pass that information on to the next guy, to the next driver. So they're, in my opinion, they wanted to get rid of me to keep that information outside. But man, there's YouTube, there's Facebook. I mean, this is the era of social media. You can't keep that information hidden, right? But I guess they didn't want me poisoning drivers that were actually there, because there were 30 of us that was there, right? Getting trucks and all that type of stuff. And so that's when they got me an Uber and stuff like that and sent me back to the hotel. Now, mind you, they brought me 1,000 miles. So they brought me from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Why would you spend that much money on a nice rental, right, to bring me down there and put me in a hotel for some days, had you not already done your homework, right? Because a preventable accident will pop up on your record immediately had there been such thing. All right? So that's all BS. No, that's how I get that's how I get around that. So that is just, it's just more of the lies and misconceptions, of how they're trying to sweep everything under the rug. And just, get rid of the driver instead of dealing with the situation, instead of resolving the issue, you try to get rid of them, right? So that's a very inappropriate way of dealing with an issue. All right. So with that, you can make up your own mind. That is the truth. That's what happened to me when I was there. If you have any questions, you need further explanations of how the process went or whatever, I'll try to answer them as best I can. That's what happened. It is what it is, right?
From +13
so you guys, please drive safe and have a good day. And this is Randy Real Life. Like and subscribe. Go to Lincoln Professional Truck Drivers. Look at those, post your videos, whatever. And I don't know. Let's make this industry great by working together.